I don't get that.
I don't get that either. I was so confident I was going to lose. I have a big mouth. I don't even feel it. I feel amazing right now.
Alright.
Wow.
Done. That's our intro.
On a good old Friday, join us for a talk show. Ethan, Lawrence, and Lee. Oh, beware of the fun that is bound to come on a good old Friday night. Yay!
Good ethical evening, everyone. Today's lineup is a fabulous... I'm sorry, this sheet always confuses me. Discussion time, Rad 3, Bad 3, and then we'll close it out with a challenge. That being said, let's move right on to the discussion. Okay, that's fine. That sun is very bright. All right, cool. Hello, we are in discussion time now, and we're going to be discussing the like switch. That book right there.
Beautiful like switch. Jack Schaefer. Am I introducing it? Okay, yes. Alright, so, like switch. It's basically kind of like a psychology book. It's written by an ex-FBI agent an ex-American FBI agent. It's for like influencing people.
For like influencing people?
For like switch influencing people. And it's a lot of like psychology tricks about how to get, not in like a creepy way of how to get people to like you, but like how to come across as strong and a leader and like appealing to people and to make friends.
Yeah, and what I like is that you said psychology tricks. And the thing is, yes, there are some things like that where he's like, just do this little thing and it'll really change how people perceive you. But at the same time, he gives you more than just like the trick itself. Mm-hmm. He gives you a way to interact with people that's different than normal. And,
yeah.
Lauren's going to tell one of the examples that he has in her own summary, that he has at the beginning of each chapter from his FBI past.
Yeah, so like Ethan said, each chapter he kind of starts off with a story of something that he actually did or that actually happened while he was an FBI agent, and then tells about it, and then tells about like what skill he used or like the psychology behind it. So one of my favorite ones of those is actually in the very, very first chapter, and it's when he's talking about the title of the chapter is The Formula for Friendship or something like that.
The Friendship Formula?
Friendship Formula.
Yeah, I remember that one.
It's a really good one. And he's talking about how repetitiveness or how someone seeing you multiple times can actually make you seem more appealing and more friendly. So there is basically this foreign guy, diplomat that the U.S. government, FBI, wanted to have as a secret spy for America. They found out that this guy regularly went to this same store once a week on a certain day. So they placed the FBI agent, his name is Charles, outside of the store, and for weeks he sat there, and slowly he started interacting more and more with the guy. So the guy just became familiar with the FBI agent Charles being there.
It's a solid name.
Yes, it is. It's a great name. And then slowly he started kind of like waving at him, maybe nodding his head, raising his eyebrows, smiling. And then eventually he started going into the store, just kind of like walking behind him in a non-creepy way. Just in, what's the word?
Proximity?
No. Upping the amount of time that they had together.
Yeah.
Expanding.
He has 4 things laid out that are the 4 staples of the friendship formula, and that is proximity, frequency, duration, and intensity. And then he goes through how to use each of those if you want to get rid of a friendship or to actually increase the level of friendship there. So it's really good, really practical, and he takes the stuff that he has proven to work in his use in the FBI and then applies it to daily life, including things like interactions between family and definitely between friends. So
yeah, and basically in the story, he goes in the store and eventually the guy randomly, without the FBI agent even asking him, says like, you're an FBI agent, aren't you? And they know the guy had picked up on it, and
he says, yes, I want to be an American spy.
Yes, he like voluntarily says, I'll be an American spy. He knew exactly what he wanted and he never said a word.
It was very cool.
It's really cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And I know we're almost done with this one, but I just remembered one of the stories from it. It was super cool and maybe a little bit more practical for most teenage guys. And that is that there was one story of one of his students in his class on psychology who had been out to lunch with another one of the students. So there were 2 students and then a friend. And they were out at a bar, and not that I'm suggesting going to bars very much, but they were out at a bar and they saw this girl across the room, and one of the 2 guys that was from the class leaned over to the other guy and said, "How much do you bet that I can't get that girl to come sit down over here in the next hour without talking to her?" And the guy bet money on it, and then 40 minutes later, the girl came over and sat down, and he breaks down everything that the guy did and how he actually got
Really
her to come
cool.
over. Really, really cool.
It's so cool.
Again, depending on who you are, that might be practical, it might not be practical, but there are practical things for everybody in this book.
Yeah, there's one more too that's really cool. He's talking about using empathetic statements and basically how to get a free plane ticket and like how he's used it.
Yeah.
Not saying you should go around stealing from airlines, but it's just
But if they're giving it away.
There's an interesting example that he used basically to try to, I don't know, he used empathetic statements to knowingly get the hostess or whatever.
They unconsciously will like you and give you things based on this book.
It's really cool.
Really,
it's
really
so
cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely seen the impact in myself. I read it
Yeah.
a few years ago and put it to action right away.
If you like psychology or
if you just like people,
even people in general, this is a great book. This is
Yep.
what it looks like.
that is the like switch. And that is all. Today's Rad 3 Bad 3 is food. We're going to go through our top 3, both of our top 3 and both of our least favorite 3 foods. And I just want to preface this and say that if you like any of these foods that I don't like, or if you really don't like any of the foods I do like, we're all different.
All
so
the
it's
typical
okay.
disclaimer stuff.
It's okay. Yep. So, I guess I will go ahead, and we're obviously going to work backwards. You guys have seen this before. But my 3rd favorite food of all time, and it's very specific, is the number 1 meal at Chick-fil-A with no pickles, a large fry, and a sweet tea. I love this meal, and 3 Chick-fil-A sauces and 3 buffalo sauces. And as astonishing as that is, I will eat all 6 of the sauces, and if I don't, which is rare, if I don't, I'll take them back, and I actually have a stash under my school desk of Chick-fil-A sauces and buffalo sauces. And yes, I know that you can go buy the actual Chick-fil-A sauce at Publix and other places, and we've done that before, but this way is free. So, I love the Chick-fil-A number 1 meal, and it never gets old. It's great. Yeah.
In case y'all don't know, a number 1 at Chick-fil-A is a plain chicken sandwich.
Yeah, just the plain chicken sandwich. It's great.
Classic.
You can do so much with it. Yeah.
All right, my number 3 is even more simpler than that. My 3rd favorite food, I would have to say, is cheese. Just cheese. I love almost all types of cheese. I especially like smoked sharp white cheddar, sharp red cheddar, no, orange, sorry, ew. Parmesan, Swiss, Munster cheese?
Munster.
Munster. I don't like the fresh cheeses, like the squishy ones, like the fresh mozzarella and that. Kind of nasty. But just cheese in general is great, and I really, when I sit down, I'm like, what do I want to eat right now? I want to eat cheese.
I feel like everybody has something where they'll just eat it by the spoonful, where everybody else is like, that's kind of weird. And I think that's cheese.
Love cheese. Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
2nd favorite.
My 2nd favorite, and I don't know if this counts, but I love it so much that I had to include it, and that is Chocolate Moose Tracks ice cream. It is the greatest ice cream of all time, and it's hard to say that because I love chocolate chip cookie dough, and I get it all the time. We always go to Culver's after church on Wednesday nights with our youth group, and I always get chocolate chip cookie dough. But if I could decide on an ice cream, it would be Chocolate Moose Tracks with the Reese's shell topping and some milk. And now I didn't hear about the milk part until later on, and but it has changed my ice cream game. Like if you get the ice cream, a lot of times it's better with chocolate ice cream, although I like vanilla better most of the time, but this needs to be chocolate. You do those first 2 things, the Chocolate Moose Tracks and then the Reese's shell topping, and then you put just a little bit of milk in so that it's like maybe up to half the bowl. That might be a lot. It has to be in a bowl. Mm-hmm. That's the first part. That way you can stir it all together. But then you get the milk in, and the milk just makes it like I don't know. For some people, they like, oh, you can't let it melt and all this stuff. I don't know.
Well, and if
I
you,
like it like not melted, but with the milk, and then it's sort of like it's melted but not melted.
and if you pour the milk over the top of it, the milk like hardens on the top, which sounds gross. Like it sounds like, you know, like the top of the milk, like when you've had it for a while, it gets like crusty. That's what it sounds like. It's not like that. It's like
It's like a
it's like a hard shell, like a sweet shell on top of the ice
it's
cream.
great.
It's really good. Yeah.
That's it.
Good one. All right, my number 2 favorite food is just anything buffalo is what I have written down. Buffalo wings, buffalo chicken, buffalo pork, literally anything. If you put buffalo sauce on it, I'm gonna like it. That's pretty much.
Yeah, I like buffalo too. That's good.
Yeah, buffalo sandwich.
I just thought it was gonna be more specific than that.
Well, you can't get specific. If I have to be specific, then there's a local place here in up north from here, a place called Asatula, and they have a restaurant up there called Hurricanes, and it's on a lake, and they have the best buffalo wings around, and they're really good. So
Never been there.
if we have to get specific, yeah, it's really good. You should go sometime. Hurricanes, if any of y'all come to Florida, Hurricanes, buffalo wings, mild. They have like 21 different flavors. Some of them are like way too spicy, so mild is the way to go. Really just get that flavor. So good.
All right.
It's all favorite food.
This might be cliche, and you know, it was really sad. The other day I was talking to someone, and they were like, imagine if your favorite food was, and they said my favorite food. And I felt really stupid, but I don't feel stupid because it's a great favorite food. I love Italian food, specifically Italian pasta.
Yes.
Specifically, my mom's homemade tortellini. It is amazing, and it is completely different from any tortellini. Like, I have not found a restaurant that makes it like my mom. It is so good, and I don't know what she does different, and yeah, it's just amazing. I love Italian food. Any Italian restaurant, I will get the strombolis, I'll get the pasta, anything there, and then like I probably won't get pizza because you can get pizza.
So Americanized these days, yeah.
But I love Italian food, and that's my genre of food, if you could say that.
Alrighty, so I was actually very close to putting Italian food down for mine because I love Italian food.
I didn't know that.
Love Italian food so much. Can't go wrong with Italian.
Italian.
But but I ended up actually deciding to go with a very, very Americanized type food. It's very specific.
Taco Bell.
No, that's Mexican.
No, it's Americanized Mexican.
Anyways, it's grown in Idaho. It's called a baked potato. Actually, the potato is grown in Idaho. And then they send it off to McAllister's Deli. And they bake it. And they put all kinds of great stuff on it. I get ham and bacon and lots of cheese on it, obviously.
Potato is your number one?
A baked potato from McAllister's. It's so good. They put like ham and bacon and a ton of different meats. And scallions and black olives and a lot of cheese and bacon. And then they put it in a oven. Also the potatoes are like this big. I kid you not. They're like, they're massive.
Disclaimer, I considered exactly what you just said for my number 3 worst favorite food.
Well,
potatoes, unless they have fabulous gravy, they are not very appetizing to me.
As gravy on a baked potato, you use sour cream. Without the sour cream, not even.
Sour cream is expired milk that is hardened.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm hurt.
I'm glad you like baked potatoes.
Moving on.
All right, we gotta move this on. Least favorite foods.
Yes.
All right, my number 3. I'm just gonna throw it out there is horseradish. I hate horseradish. It will make me. Nope, I don't gag. It will make me. I can smell it. If I'm within 6 feet of horseradish, I will leave. I do not like horseradish. All right, your turn.
Funny thing, I love horseradish. I could eat horseradish all day. It's very good. All right, third, from moving down the list of bads, Brussels sprouts. Can't stand them. I don't like them when they're in the bag and they're all mushy. Anyways, I can't even talk about it. All right.
My second least favorite food, that was confusing, is also horseradish. No, I'm just kidding. That's the only one I have. Yeah, I'm not kidding. I really don't like horseradish. It's my number 3, my number 2, and my number 1. No horseradish allowed. I like most foods.
Wow. Well,
Alright, your turn.
I dislike a lot of foods, so I was able to fill out my list. I really don't like sweet potatoes at all. Really can't stand them, which might confuse you because I really like regular potatoes. Sweet potatoes, nasty. All right, no offense to all you Thanksgiving sweet potato lovers. Now, number one takes the cake. It's mushrooms. Really, really can't get me to eat a mushroom. Yeah, they're pretty nasty. My grandpa one time dared me to eat like a pile of cooked mushrooms at a place, at a restaurant, and I threw up at the table, and it was really, really embarrassing. So yeah, the mushrooms are pretty bad.
What was your second least favorite?
Sweet potatoes.
I'm trying to think. Oh, honorable mention for the best foods. I went to Dickey's barbecue.
Yes.
It was the most amazing. I got the Mac Stack. I think that's what it's called. It was so good. They mixed mac and cheese, like good old homemade mac and cheese, with barbecue sauce, with brisket, and it was so good. And their ice cream, you can get as much of it as you want.
Yes.
It's so good. Dickey's, honorable mention,
The ice cream.
one of the greatest places of all time.
The best thing to do with their ice cream, and if you live in Texas, you know this. You get the Dickey's cup. You take it over to the fountain, you put root beer in it, and then you go over to the ice cream machine and you put ice cream in it, and you have unlimited ice cream floats. It's amazing. Love doing that.
Pretty solid.
Yep.
All right, we got to get moving on. That was a fun segment, but up next we have another fun segment. We have a challenge. We will see y'all then. For this challenge, we are going to place spoons in our mouths, and we are going to hit each other over the top of the head. Just explained this to Lauren, and she was like, this is kind of dumb. Either way, it gets more entertaining as we go along, as you learn to hit harder with your mouth. It's kind of difficult. We hope you enjoy the show. All right, so we'll take turns. Lauren, if you want to start. So I guess just turn.
Okay.
Put it in your mouth. All right, I am bent over. You can go ahead.
Okay.
That was so weak. That was terrible. All right. Are you ready? Yeah. That is so hard. Holy cow. Alright, I can figure it out. Your turn.
Raise your head.
So dumb. Alright. I'm gonna do this better this time. Ow! Wow, that was a good one. Your turn, Lauren. You good? Sorry, I didn't mean to hit that hard. Wow, that was some payback right there.
Don't hit me too hard.
Alright, okay, I'll go a little bit softer this time, sorry. There we go.
A lot better.
Let me know if you want to give up, though.
Wait. I feel stupid.
Man, you gotta figure this out.
Ow!
Alright, maybe we should stop playing this game. It's not
Yes,
going
please.
too well for you.
Can you take my blindfold off?
Sure. Alright. You okay?
Yes.
Disclaimer. I was not using my mouth.
What were you using?
AJ came over and bopped you on the head. That was AJ. I didn't tell him to do it that hard.
How did you betray me like this?
You did that so hard the first time.
It
Either way.
actually hurt.
Yeah, that sounded like it hurt.
You cheater?
That's okay. That's fine.
You know what? He's
Alright.
just really, really sour about the fact that I beat him at the water race. That's what I think
It's
happened.
okay. I'm sorry we forgot to close that out, so just wanted to get back on and say thank you for joining us today, even though it was a little bit longer.
And a little painful.
A little painful, and a little bit sad that I'm not a heavy drinker. Wait. Either way, good to have you. That's all, folks.